Rock Your Biz. Rock Your Biz, where women get together to help each other grow their business. Networking, boot camps, seminars. Rock Your Biz with Tracy Sheldrake.
Hi, thank you for joining us. I am your host, Tracy Sheldrake, and you are listening to Rock Your Biz on Whistle FM. Rock Your Biz is a community of like-minded women in business that are interested in collaborating, supporting each other, and growing their business. We'll be showcasing these amazing women and how they help each other. Today, we are talking to Sara McIntosh from Trade Bank York. Sara is going to tell us about barter and how it can work for you. Thank you for joining us, Sara.
Thank you.
So before we get started, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, well, I have 2 kids, and my husband and I are both entrepreneurs. Before I got involved with barter, I was actually a travel agent for 9 years.
Oh, wow.
Which, believe it or not, helps with barter a lot. I find that it's about having it fit. So with travel, that's what I always did, was I listened to what people wanted, and then I would find a fit for them.
Absolutely.
So that's
okay.
kind of what I do now.
That's cool. So tell us, what is Trade Bank?
Trade Bank is a network of business owners that trade their goods and services rather than spending cash.
Okay.
And I facilitate that network by helping them so that people don't have to trade directly.
Right. Okay. So it's more facilitated. So we're not keeping track of it all on our own. And why York? Is this a territory that you have?
Yes. So there's, I believe it's up to 16 or 17 different franchise locations now.
Okay.
Winnipeg is the newest, but we stretch everywhere from Ottawa out into Alberta. And currently there's talks about a new franchise going into Edmonton now.
Okay.
But we've already got Calgary, Northern Alberta, Southern Alberta. And Winnipeg is kind of the branch.
So how long has Trade Bank itself been around?
20 years.
20. And for you, York has been?
We're coming up on 2 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. And have you, did you start York or did you take over from somebody?
I took over. I was actually a member for almost 10 years beforehand with my husband. So we both enjoyed it so much that we decided to take the leap, and I would buy it.
I love it. I love it. I wish I heard about it before you. So what makes Trade Bank different from other barter systems out there?
One of the reasons that I decided to purchase Trade Bank York was because it's more of a personal approach.
Okay.
A lot of other barter companies, and I've been a member of 4 other ones, so I know what they're like. One, they don't care about York region. I find they're just like, whatever, those people in the north, who cares? Because they're all Toronto-centric.
Right.
Whereas Trade Bank was more about the local owners. I've lived in York region pretty much all my life, so this is where I live, this is where I play, this is where I work.
Right.
This is where I want to take part in things. So I'm very focused on making sure that people in York region are able to enjoy it.
Right.
And I take a one-on-one approach. So people can call me. We have a broker that calls people individually and says, what do you need? What's going on in your life? How can I learn about your business so that I can help you with your trade more?
Absolutely. That is one of the things I love. I am a member of yours. And, we get busy. And sometimes I can't think of things or remember to send them to you. And you guys contact me and go, what are we posting for you? What's going on? So I love that because you take care of that for me. So we tend to all do this in these networking worlds. We tend to barter a little bit. We trade for stuff. Why should we go through Trade Bank?
Most of the time, sometimes one-off, you get people that are really good at connecting, and it's like, oh, I happen to need printing and you happen to need your house painted. Great. Yeah. But what if you don't need your house painted? You need dog grooming.
Right.
Well, the way that we work is that you don't trade directly. It's all treated like a bank account. So you can come to me and get some printing done, and then I can go and get my dog groomed, and then the dog groomer can go get her teeth fixed or teeth cleaned at the dentist.
So by you facilitating that and keeping track of it all for us, we just know we have funds we can spend, and it doesn't have to be with the particular person who purchased from us.
Right. And not only that, it's dollar for dollar value. So you know that, painting 2 rooms in your house is going to be about $400, but my printing should only be $175. So how does that, the way that we do it,
come up with a true,
yeah.
Okay. And I'm sure you're learning all about all these different services. You probably know what everything costs now off the top of your head. So why do you think people should barter?
if they want a deal. I'm the type of person, I love to get a deal.
Right.
And one, there's barter brings new business to members that they wouldn't otherwise have had.
Right.
And two, they save money on the purchases that they're making through barter because the cost of buying anything in barter becomes what their cost of business is.
Right. Okay. And now I think we've all had this connotation that barter is just something we do. It's off the book. It's like, is it still that way? Or like, are we accounting for this? Or are we trying to hide it?
No, it is actually recognized by the CRA now as a form of currency. And everything should be accounted for. And I say should because I can't enforce anything.
Absolutely.
Obviously, there's always going to be people who take cash and they don't record that.
Right.
Same type of stuff happens with barter. However, yes, you can. Everything is accounted for. You have a bank statement. And the nice thing about when you do report barter is that you can write it off.
Right.
Because things like all the fees that are associated with being a member of barter, they're all write-offs as business and marketing expenses.
Okay.
But if you're not recording it and reporting it, the money that you've earned on it,
right.
You can't very well report.
So do we pay tax on the barter income?
You should be paying HST.
Okay.
Realistically, most people, the amount of money that they do in barter is not going to make any difference. If you're taking, the only time you'd put it as income is if you're using the barter dollars personally.
Okay.
So in which case, if any amount that you use personally, you would have to report as income.
Okay.
However, if you're using it for business, you don't have to report it as income. You just pay the HST on that for the difference that you're between what you spend and what you earn in a year.
Okay. And we have all the bookkeepers out there in the world to help us with that. You're listening to Rock Your Biz on Whistle FM. And I am here with Sara McIntosh from Trade Bank York. And we're talking about barter and why we should do it. So do you feel that when the people in the barter exchange, are they overpricing when it comes to the barter dollars, or how does that work? Everything
is retail pricing.
Okay.
So, yes, obviously sometimes there's going to be like, oh, but there's a 25% off. Why am I not getting that on barter?
Right.
Well, because your barter dollar costs you a lot less. Right. So you're actually, even when you're paying 100% price, you're actually getting a bigger discount. So it's just like we don't allow double dipping.
Right.
However, when you do, I am very strict on people overpricing things. I don't allow people to price things above retail because it's not fair.
Right.
If you go into a restaurant and you're ordering off the menu, you're paying the menu price. You shouldn't have to pay more when you go to get your house painted or your business cards printed, that sort of thing.
Okay. So it should be the straight retail and you're already getting a discount in some way.
Yes.
Okay. So I've heard you say this before in our conversations. So what is barter math?
Barter math is how you figure out what your discount is, basically.
Okay.
So say, for instance, we'll use a restaurant as the example. A restaurant, on average, their cost of food is about 35 to 40%. Okay. So if you're looking at their cost of food and things that are fixed, like rent, staffing, electricity, those prices aren't going to change if they have a few more clients through the door.
Right.
The only thing that changes is their food costs. So that becomes their cost of their dollar. Then on top of that, we have trade banks fees for spending your dollar. So when you go to spend that, you have 12.95%. So if you have a 40% cost of goods, say, and then 12.95% cost for spending your dollars, you're at 42 or 52.95%. So that means you're getting a 47% discount on anything that you're buying.
Okay.
So barter math is what your cost is and how to figure that out.
Right.
And I kind of always have that going in my head at all times.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because you're getting the retail for it, but you've paid
a lot less. So in essence, say a restaurant is getting a 47% discount on whatever they buy when they use their barter dollars.
Okay. I know it's funny because I know you helped me with this. It took me a while to wrap my brain around it. So I'm sure you have others that do this too. And you have to spend lots of time babysitting us. So that's okay.
I call it more of educating and learning.
Educating's better. Scratch my word. So who would you say barter works best for?
Barter works best for anybody that has either excess inventory or if they have additional time that they can take on more clients.
Okay.
If you're a service industry, but you are booked 24/7 and you can't take on any more, it's not going to work for you.
Right.
However, for instance, a house cleaner, if you have empty slots and you're telling the girls to go clean your house, or, they're sitting around doing nothing, that's time that you could be earning barter dollars instead.
Absolutely.
You're paying them anyways, so why not get something rather than nothing?
Right.
And then you can reduce your costs on other stuff that you're spending cash on. You could now be spending trade.
Right. Okay. So how does it work as far as services, though? Are you still, you're still a customer and you're still there? Are you still considered, like priority, or do you sit and wait until there's an opening for you when it comes to barter?
It really depends. Like some people, we try to make sure that everybody you should be treating your barter clients just as you would any other client.
Right.
Because word of mouth is extremely powerful.
Absolutely.
So we've created this small network of business owners, and business owners understand. So if you're treating them really well, like you treat anybody else, they're going to go on and rate you on Facebook. They're going to rate you on Google, and they're going to be treating everybody like, oh yeah, you have to go to this person and this person.
Yeah.
Suddenly you're getting a lot of cash business because of your barter business.
Right. So if you're the one providing the service, you shouldn't think of everybody that's spending their barter dollars with you as less or major discounts. You still need to service them.
Absolutely.
Like everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay. And who would you say it doesn't work for?
People who are at capacity.
Yeah.
So if you are fully booked all the time, it doesn't make any sense to exchange cash business for barter business.
The customer service won't be there. You'll never get to fit us in.
Right. And you want to make sure, barter's a bonus. You don't want to be turning away cash business to take on barter. However, if you're at the point of expansion and you're saying, you know what, we're full capacity, I'm ready to take the leap to add another crew or expand my business, then maybe you're ready to take on a couple of barter. That's when you want to do it.
Right.
But if you're just running at capacity and you're happy there, it's not going to work for you.
If we're not sure or we're not grasping this whole idea, we can just connect with you and go through the whole process and figure out if it'll work for us. And
I meet with people.
Find you?
People can call my cell. I also have Trade Bank York on Facebook.
Okay.
And we have tradebank.ca, which is our website, and you can request a meeting with me.
Okay.
But also my cell phone, 905-716-9359.
Okay. We're all going to bug you now. So let's talk about franchises. I'm assuming they all or the majority pay royalties. So how does this work for them if they want to be part of this network?
So if somebody wants to buy a franchise with Trade Bank, they have to contact our head office. Currently, I think there's a few in and around Toronto that are still available, like the Pickering area and that sort of thing. And they just contact our head office and start. Head office is extremely vigilant about who they have because they have to have a barter mindset.
Okay.
You have to already know how barter works and really be into that whole system. And it also helps to know a network of people, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break here. And we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about facilitated bartering and what the competition's like.
We interrupt our program to bring you a special broadcast.
You asked, we listened. It's Rise and Shine, Stouffville.
Good morning. This is your wake-up call.
Weekday mornings starting at 5. We kickstart your mornings with great music, local news, local traffic. Oh, did we mention great music? It's Rise and Shine, Stouffville. Weekday mornings starting at 5.
And that's the way it is.
Hey, honey, guess what?
What?
Whistle Radio has a new morning show.
Get out of here.
Yeah, and now we finally have something to listen to every day from Monday to Friday from 7 to 9.
Yeah, great. So now I don't have to listen to you babble all the time in the morning.
Is that so? Tune in Monday to Friday from 7 to 9 a.m. for news, sports, weather, entertainment, and other reports with Stouffville's finest.
You're listening to Whistle FM. News, weather, traffic, everything Stouffville. CIWS FM 1029.
Welcome back. You are listening to Rock Your Biz on Whistle FM. Don't forget to get in touch with us at rockyourbiz.ca. We'd love to see you on and offline. And exciting news for us, we do have our book coming out, Rock Your Biz, How to Rock Your Biz. So if you are, you have an expertise of any kind and you want to be included in this, please get in touch with us. That is at rockyourbiz.ca. So just before the break, we were talking to Sara McIntosh about Trade Bank and how to barter. So we've gone through some of the processes and how to barter and why it should work for you. So how does this work, Sarah, as far as competition? Is there exclusivity in categories?
There is up to a certain extent.
Okay.
So generally in an area the size of York Region, we can have 2 to 3 of each type of business, and there's not going to be overlap because we could have one in Stouffville, one in Newmarket, one in Sutton. We could even have one in Vaughan, and they're not going to overlap because they're drawing from different pools.
Okay.
However, I try to give everybody as much barter business as they want before I sign up somebody new, unless they're far enough away that they're catering to a completely different pool of members.
Okay. But they could be in the same category but offer different services. So you wouldn't want to exclude them, right?
Right. So for instance, we have a spa on board that also does hair, but then we have a hair salon that also does some spa.
Right.
So they do kind of overlap, but at the same time they don't because they have a different focus.
Right.
Yeah.
And everybody should be able to experience this if they want to, right?
Absolutely.
And so now I do know from experience, so you're not only just bartering with York, we get to use and sell to all of Trade Bank.
Right. So we have over 3,000 members nationwide.
Okay.
And we have members that sell timeshares down in the U.S. and in other areas. You can travel to a hotel out in Alberta or in Ottawa, go to Niagara for the day. There's all kinds of things that you can do, and you can buy products from other areas as well.
Okay, it's very cool because that comes out in email, right?
Yeah.
And we get to see what's going on in all the different neighboring trade banks.
Yep.
So can barter dollars only be used for business expenses?
No, you can use them as personal expenses, as we touched on before.
Right.
It's just a matter of how you write them off.
Okay.
And as I said, if you're recording it properly, you do want to make sure that you're telling your accountant how to do that.
Right.
There's 2 ways you can do that. If you're taking it as a personal expense, you can either write the company back a check for the actual physical cost of what it was, in which case you're still saving money. Or you could take it as part of your salary if it's not going to bump you up in your taxes.
Right.
Makes perfect sense to do that.
So we just need to make sure we've got this recorded and we give this to who's ever our bookkeeper or doing our taxes.
Right.
Keep track of this. Okay. So how do we keep track of this? I know you have a system for it, so we don't have to do it on our own.
No, it works just like you would a debit or credit card account.
Right.
So you can log into your account at any time, check your balance, check your statement and people get multiple cards. So just like with a credit card, you have the primary card holder, and then we can have secondary card holders.
Okay.
So you can track it. For instance, I have some people who they use one card that's in the business name, and then they have another card that's in their name. So they know on the card when it shows up if it was a business expense or if it was a personal expense.
Okay, so they can keep track of it that way because then they're getting the reports.
You get a monthly statement just like you would your bank account or your credit card that shows how much you spent, where you spent it, how much you earned.
Okay.
So debits and credits, all just like a bank account.
So who out of most of your members would be getting more than one card? Would this be a company like for their employees, or do you find that people are actually giving them to their family?
Yeah, people give them to their spouses. Some people will get one for like an office manager maybe if they're a physical location. Otherwise, they can do it for family members that they want to be able to make purchases on their account.
Okay. So give us a little idea of the different categories out there, who you have even just within York.
Oh, that's
It doesn't have to be names, just categories of services and products.
So currently we're over 120 members in the area. So we have chiropractic, spas, restaurants, heating and air conditioning, plumbing, networking, dentist, optician. We just got a new men's clothing company, kids martial arts classes, adults martial arts classes, gyms.
And last year you had summer camps, right? So
yes.
You'll probably have those again coming up.
Yeah, we've got dance school.
Nice.
The list goes on and on because, as I said, we don't generally repeat too much.
Right.
So we literally have over 120 different businesses currently involved.
Very nice. And so how does this work? If we got our Trade Bank dollars, I know I see this on my report. Can I turn this into cash?
No, not in the literal sense. However, people do use their trade dollars towards things like advertising. So rather than spending cash, you're now using your Trade Bank dollars to advertise for cash business. So now you're bringing in cash business with your trade.
Okay. And then what if for any reason, I know you have a variety and I'm sure we can all use it, but what if I couldn't? What if I couldn't find anything and I couldn't use my trade dollars?
That's really my problem. Because unfortunately, if people aren't using their trade dollars, I don't get paid.
Yeah.
It is my job to get people to spend their dollars.
Right.
So if we don't have anything currently that people need, we ask people, what do you want? And I go knock on doors till I find something that they need, which with over 3,000 members, generally we can find things. Mm-hmm. It's just about the people's participation.
Right.
It's not going to, you can't just say one day, hey, I'd like this, and then not answer the phone every time we call you and expect it to show up on your nightstand the next day.
Yeah.
We need participation, and then we can make sure that we are able to spend your dollars.
Yeah, but it is helpful, and I know you do that. You guys reach out.
Absolutely.
You have some money to spend. Who are you looking for? What can we find for you?
Yeah.
So that's really great. So you're listening to Rock Your Biz on Whistle FM, and I'm here with Sara McIntosh from Trade Bank York, and we're talking all about how facilitated bartering works and why it should work for you. So, Sara, we had alluded to the fact that there is a bit of a fee. Mm-hmm. So is there a fee when I buy and sell?
No, you only pay with Trade Bank when you buy something.
Okay.
The reason we do that is because up until the point that you buy something, really, you've just given away your stuff for free.
Right.
The point that you get whatever it is that you want on barter, that's when you've monetized your trade dollars. And that's when I've done my full job. I've brought you new business and I've helped you save cash. At that point, I've done my job. Then you can pay me.
Right. Okay, so that's good. I put out there what I want, what I'm selling, and I don't, as the seller, I'm not paying the fee.
Right.
Okay. So what about that worry that if I'm buying lots and spending lots of barter money, but I'm not really getting too much in return? What do we do about that?
There's different ways that we can promote you, and there's different options. So when we do promote somebody, if you want more barter dollars, we will keep promoting you so that we can make sure that you're getting it. Whatever you want to put on trade, we will put out there. Give us different options. We can do different specials, different promotions, things like that. The other option for some is occasionally we do have barter dollar sales.
Okay.
In which case, because we might have a massive sale and the client wants to sell some of their dollars, sometimes we get a discount. And people who have a hard time earning a lot of dollars, like for instance, a mortgage broker or a real estate agent, their deals are further and farther in between. So it's easier sometimes for them to buy a lump sum of dollars and then spend it because if you can spend a lot, it's great.
Right.
Otherwise, if you just need a lump sum all at once, but you might earn more gradually, steadily, but you need a larger influx, sometimes we can offer a trade loan as well.
Okay. And then what if it goes the other way? What if I'm providing a service and I'm selling so much on barter that I have no cash flow coming in? How do we control that?
Absolutely. I tell people all the time to set your own limits.
Right.
If you are sitting there and you've got 5,000 barter dollars in your account, you can say, you know what, right now I need to take a little break. I need to spend down my account before I take on any more barter business. And we'd never tell people to replace cash business with barter. Right. So for instance, we've got a client who does gardening. So she said today, I've got a couple of spots for gardening available. Great. How many do you have that you want us to sell? It's like 2 for this and 2 for that. Great. So we're only selling those spots. We're not going to oversell. We're not going to come to her and say, hey, we've got 10 clients who want this. Yeah. No, the first 2 that come to say that, they're the ones who get it. Okay. So it's a first come, first serve type thing. And we would never tell somebody to oversell themselves or overextend themselves. It's a bonus. It's not supposed to be your mainstream.
Well, and that's what I like, because I think that's the difference about the personal approach, is because I am going through you. It's just not an automated thing in the back end that all of a sudden today I got 50 clients and I can't maintain them. We're always talking with you and interacting with you. And you tell us, okay, so what do you want to put out? So for instance, with me, with the memberships or something like that, it's not just out there that Rock Your Biz is on barter. It's when I have memberships available, you post that for me.
Right.
So it's not that it's just whatever that company has is available.
And we have different points of contact. So some of our clients, we have a catalog that all of our members can see on our website. Okay. Some of them say client contact, and some of them say broker only. Okay. When it says broker only, that means only the broker can call that client. If you want to deal with that person, you have to call your broker to deal with them. If it says client contact, go ahead and give them a call. They are comfortable with that and they're happy to do that.
So what does that mean? Does that mean me as the member, I've told you, this is what I want, take care of it and let me know when it's done?
Right.
And then the other is I want to manage the people, let me
Right.
know when, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay. So how does this work if, I'm interested, I'm still not really too sure. I've got that head that's not wrapping my mind around the math. I'm going to connect with you. You just do a free consult with me and see if it works for
Absolutely.
me?
I'll usually have anywhere from 3 to 5 meetings with somebody
Okay.
before they make a final decision on
Yeah.
barter.
Right.
Because it does take time to wrap your head around.
Is that what it is? Is that,
Yeah.
It's always that time of I'm trying to figure out how this is going to work for me and how
Yep.
this is.
And a lot of time people want to sit with the numbers. They want to see. They want to know exactly how it's going to work, how much it's going to cost them, whether or not it's going to be enough risk reward type situation. And that is important. I mean, it's your business, it's barter. I want to know the people too. I like to meet with them 3 to 5 times because I like to get to know people.
Yeah.
If I'm referring you and I'm recommending you, I want to know that I can trust you.
Right. Now, there is always that stipulation. I mean, obviously, you're there to support and promote all of us as your members, but you can't, it's not necessarily that you've put your stamp on that. People still have to be aware of what they're buying and selling.
Absolutely.
Right?
For
Okay.
instance, right now we've got a client that's looking into website development. So we've sent her 3 different contacts right now that are all on barter. However, before she even did that, she went and got 4 quotes outside of barter
Just to see.
to see what
Yep.
she's looking at. So she's already doing her due diligence.
Okay,
And we
good.
always tell people to do that.
Yeah, you have to, right? You can't just.
Absolutely.
You're there to facilitate it, but still, you got to do your own
Yeah.
due diligence.
When it comes
right?
down to it, we are a method of payment. I do want people to be networking with our members, getting to know our members, and using our members. However, it is sometimes a personal thing too.
Right.
Somebody just might not fit with somebody else and might not want to do business with them, and that's fine.
Okay.
But it is a personal thing, and yeah, people should do their due diligence.
Okay, so for anybody out there listening right now, Sarah, what members are you looking for? Who do you want to join?
Oh, wow. Currently, we are looking for an electrician, somebody to do like landscape maintenance. So
Okay.
things like cutting the lawns and regular weedings and that sort of thing. We are looking for another painter. We're looking for a moving company. We're looking for an accountant, more restaurants, another cleaning company farther, like in southern York region area.
Lots.
There's so many things
Okay.
that people are requesting. So the best thing is like just to give me a
contact
call.
you. Okay.
And we can see if it's a good fit.
Okay. Thanks so much for all this information. Remind us again where we find you.
You can look us up at www.tradebank.ca. I'm also at Tradebank Space York on Facebook. And you can call me on my cell phone, 905-716-9359. So it's 905-716-9359.
Okay, thanks so much for all this information. Hopefully we've all learned lots. Don't forget you can also find out more about Sara on rockyourbiz.ca, and hopefully you'll come out and join us at some of our networking meetings. We only have 2 rules: to be authentic and have fun. See you then.
You've been listening to Rock Your Biz with Tracy Sheldrake on Whistle FM. If you'd like to get more information about the various networking programs, all you have to do is drop by our website at